Okay, looking outside the national boundaries for a moment, where do you think we should be looking, where the UK construction industry should be looking in terms of best practice more widely?
There are some really interesting things going on in Scandinavia, and in many ways that sort of, it exemplifies the problems that the UK has in terms of enabling collaborative behaviours. Scandinavia are the countries, they're generally quite small economies, and they're also very integrated, so that actually the idea of having an organisation that's vertically integrated that will deliver design, construction, probably facilities management, falls very naturally into the way in which, say, projects would be delivered in Norway or Sweden. So one can see there almost the vision of not just Egan, but also probably some of the technological visions already in place. So, you know, projects that are delivered within a single electronic project environment, building information models, projects where actually the end user client, be those somebody buying a house or somebody commissioning a hospital, is actually working with the entire delivery team to come up with those projects. Now it's quite interesting that the parent companies that do that sort of work in Sweden have got a presence in the UK as well, but of course the way in which those contracting arms operate in the UK is completely adapted to the way in which we operate in the UK market. And that's of course one of where there's far greater fragmentation. And in terms of, if one was to take something like building information modelling as an example of where the problems of making things happen in the UK arrive, you can see that there's no organisation that's really in a position to mandate that somebody would use that. Whereas you can imagine that a building authority in Sweden, for example, might be able to say, we insist that you deliver your plans in a particular way, and if you don't do it, then you won't get your permissions. So in those markets, the influence of organisations, a little bit like the housing corporation we discussed earlier, are very much more powerful. And I think the decentralised model that we have in the UK, which could of course become even more decentralised under under proposals for the potential government under David Cameron, is actually going to almost encourage us to work in a more ad hoc way rather than a more constructed, collaborative way.